What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddy Live Show. I'm here with this world traveler right here, man, Vincent Lovell.
Well,
thanks for coming.
You. It's been a long time since we've seen each other.
It's been a long time, man.
Yeah.
I remember even before episode 1 of this podcast, we did an episode in the office when I had 2 restaurants.
Right.
It's crazy. It's been a while, man.
It's been a long while.
Yeah. So how have you been, man? Good.
Yeah, talking about a long while though.
Yeah.
I remember that I've been coming to Eddy's Cantina since I was a teenager.
That's crazy, man. You're making me feel like an old man, but yeah. That's awesome.
I feel old.
You got the good beard, though. I still can't grow a beard like that.
Oh, well,
man.
thank you. Yeah, so...
It's been nice and trim. It's looking good, yeah? So obviously, you've been coming since a teenager, right?
Yeah.
We'll quickly just touch on, in Taiwan, how long you've been here and stuff, and then we'll jump into the trip. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I've been in Taiwan going on almost 20 years if I calculate. If you minus the last year, so maybe 18, almost.
Damn, okay,
19 years.
That's amazing. So you were a kid when you came, right?
Yeah, I was like 14, yeah.
Okay. From
South Korea.
South Korea, okay.
So before that, I lived in South Africa.
Okay, I was going to say, oh, shoot, I'm wrong on that one. Okay, yeah, South Korea. And South Korea, how was that? I mean, you were a teenager, right? So...
Yeah, from like 7 to 14, I lived in South Korea. I learned Korean and stuff, but if you ask me now, it's been 19, 20 years. I can't really speak Korean anymore.
Okay. I bet if you go back, you can pick it up quick, yeah?
Yeah.
It's kind of buried in there.
If I watch like a Korean show or a Korean movie,
yeah.
By the end of the movie, 2 hours in, I start to make out more and more of the vocabulary and pick up the sentence
Get
patterns.
some Squid Game going, yeah?
Right, exactly.
So, obviously, we're here to chat, but you just came back from, like, this European tour, which is amazing. First of all, people dream about, I'm just going to drop everything, take a year off,
right,
and I'm just going to go travel the world, especially Europe. That's where people want to go. So tell me how the thought process came with honey, we're going to Europe. Let's go.
Okay, so I'm a European citizen, right?
Gotcha, yeah.
So my father is an Irish citizen, so I'm an Irish citizen by descent. Mm-hmm. And so I have the ability to live and work anywhere in Europe because of the the EU regulations on you get it.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah, got it. Yeah. That's awesome.
The EU regulations allow me to live and work anywhere, and my wife, she can also live and work anywhere as long as I'm there with her.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
Because we're married and we've been married for
10 years, right? Now. I saw the post. Right? Yeah. That's awesome. Congrats.
It's one of the reasons why we went to do that cruise, but I'll get into it later.
Yeah.
So actually, we were planning on moving to Europe for a year or two in 2019 already. We had started making plans and got ready and we were okay, 2019, we don't have enough money saved up yet. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it in 2020, maybe 2021, and then bam, COVID comes, right? And
that wiped everybody out, right? How did you survive the COVID thing? I mean, was it hard for you, or was it just kind of keep your head down and save money, or how did that go for you?
I don't know. Actually, it was kind of keep your head down, save money. I kind of enjoy being by myself anyway.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I enjoy staying at home.
Okay.
So it wasn't a big difference in my life at the end of the day, except I didn't see my colleagues at work every day or something like that.
Did you do work from home type thing?
Yeah. Just did some work from home, and then at the time I was teaching.
Okay.
So we went on.
You just went online, right?
I went to most of the time. We were lucky. Taipei didn't really have many shutdowns of schools, so we weren't working from home for that long. Maybe 6 months or so. So I still had interaction with people on a regular basis and stuff like that.
Did you prefer doing it the online sort of teaching thing, or did you going to the in person with the kids?
Oh no,
and stuff?
I prefer in person. The online stuff is difficult. It's tough. It's a different kind of challenge, and also it's kind of soul sucking at the end of the day because
I can imagine
you're giving so much and there's so little reaction, and I'm a person who needs to see what the kids are thinking and what they're doing to be able to help them and feel fulfilled myself.
I get that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
So then the plan was to go to Europe and I don't know, live the European dream. Get some jobs at a restaurant or a hotel or something.
Moonlight as a waiter and
just
Paris
travel
or
around.
Yeah.
use the money that we get from working to travel around. But then COVID hit, so we had to change plans. So we ended up saving quite a bit of money during COVID.
Okay.
And then we
can't eat out, can't do anything else.
We saved quite a bit of money, and then we also then we started to have this plan. Okay, well, we could save more money and just take an entire year off.
Okay.
Right? And travel at the same time. So the point was to like, okay, now I'm gonna work. And at one point, I was working 7 days a week for like 6 months at a time.
Okay, wow. Okay,
and then I took a little break, and then started that 7 days a week thing again. Like,
that's rough. Yeah.
I mean,
but
there's
I mean,
a goal in mind, right?
Yeah,
so when you have that goal, you're just like, okay, I can do it. I know I can do it.
Okay.
There's something to look forward to. So like, for me personally, I'm quite goal oriented.
Yeah.
So like when I see something, I go for it, and when I decided, okay, I'm gonna take a year off, but not only like live in Europe, but also go to school at the same time.
Okay, tell me about that. That's cool. Like school, like classes there, or some online class from here, or
so I did like online classes with the University of Calgary.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Right.
Okay,
So
yeah, I know.
Because they had actually pretty cool continuing education program, which is like after you've got work experience and stuff, people don't always have time to go back to school to get their masters or to get certified in specific like roles. So during like COVID and stuff, I was taking on more leadership positions, and like I've always started my own businesses and stuff like that.
I know.
And then at some point, I was just like, man, I want to be a project manager full time. Like I don't just want to do part-time project management and manage my own projects for myself, but I want to like do it full time. So
that's great.
I figured, hey, if I can go and get actually properly certified in project management, that's going to like elevate my ability to do the work and to actually work in the industry that I feel is like for me, right?
Yep. I think that people like the paper and they like the experience, but usually a person has one or the other, right? Nobody. It's rare that someone will have like the paper and the experience in any industry, really.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So I decided, hey man, I've got the experience. I've built my own businesses. I've built like my own projects by myself. So why don't I just go and get certified and help other people do that same same business? And I just felt like those leadership opportunities and that like organizing and having an impact on like on a large scale that really spoke to me. So I was like, okay, I've got to do this.
Okay.
So I went and I got certified in project management, and as a bonus, I also got certified in business intelligence, which is data analytics for business.
Tell me about that. That's cool. Does that have to do with AI, or is that something else, like business intelligence stuff?
We used AI.
Okay.
But it wasn't focused on AI. Like the courses were still very much like, hey, this is how you run a database. This is how you use SQL. This is how you use Power BI, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is how you write Python scripts for data analysis and stuff like that.
That's tough.
But for the Python classes, for instance, the guy was like, look, I'm not trying to get you to memorize Python. I'm not trying to get you to memorize how to actually code here. That time is done. You guys need to open up ChatGPT. You need to open up Gemini, whatever your AI tool of choice is.
Sure.
And you need to go in there and you need to ask it how you can actually write the code. But you need to, in this class, learn the theory. Because if you don't understand the theory, then you're just following what a robot's telling you, and you don't know where it's going wrong. You don't know when it's hallucinating. You don't know what's up. So basically, my instructor was like, use ChatGPT to write the code. And but in this class, we're learning the theory. So I was like, wow, okay, this is something that I'm interested in. And so I took that class, and I actually did quite a few projects for data analysis with Python, but using ChatGPT as the code writer, basically, you know, the coder, because I don't have a background in actually in code itself, and I found that really interesting. At the end of the day, I think we're moving in a way that most people are just going to be using AI as a tool, as a supplement to their work to increase that efficiency, to cut those learning curves from years to days. You know what I mean?
I think so too. I agree 100%. I was just checking because the last time I did when everything bugged out, but it's all good. Okay, so yeah, I think that the AI, like I've been using it a lot. I mean, obviously it can't help me flip tortillas, right?
Yeah,
but
right.
It, maybe someday, but not yet. But I mean, like recently, it's been hard staffing. Service industries have a hard time, right? So I've dove into that a while ago, and we're trying to get it to kind of do the paperwork and the scheduling and all that stuff. So slowly, I think it'll be able to do all that. Mm-hmm. I think it can do that now if you already know what you're doing, which I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, not quite like somebody who's really good at it, but I know the potentials and stuff of it. But I think that my daughter, actually, let me just move that. My daughter she's born and raised here, and she goes to public school, and public school's pretty rough here, obviously, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right, yeah. So
I've taught at one of these private schools, local.
Those are even rougher, man. Yeah. Those are even rough. And so she did like the public school, elementary, and it was getting pretty rough by grade 6. And then we're like, okay, we'll do grade, junior high, grade 7. And I mean, it was pretty rough. But for that whole year, I was talking and finding info and talking to other people in my situation. Usually people will just leave. They go back to the States or they go back to wherever. But that's not an option for me to just drop everything I built, right?
Right.
And I still think Taiwan's great. Like, it's a great place. I don't think it's worth leaving. So I did a lot of research, and what she's doing now is she's doing like a hybrid homeschool thing, like an online thing, and then half at the public school. So she goes there for stuff that I don't want to touch, like math. I mean, my math is awful. And Chinese, those two things, she's got to go there. So she goes for that. And the other stuff we kind of do together, but it's like a online sort of almost like a self-study thing. And then we built like a ChatGPT, like AI tutors, kind of, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
these
even have the new
everything.
study mode, right?
Yeah.
For ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's rolling out. Not everybody has it yet, but soon you'll be able to use study mode.
I haven't seen that. I've heard of it because of this. I've been following it a lot.
Right.
But I haven't seen that. But we have the GPTs that are specializing in, one's math and one does Chinese, and it's cool because, for example, a friend of mine is also doing the same thing. And her daughter's in the same situation. And so once a week, the daughter will come with my daughter, and we'll do like an AI sort of class. And then they both love K-pop Demon Hunters, and they both love singing and blah, blah, blah. And so I sat down and we were talking about, AI, and I was teaching them some stuff. And again, I'm not like a pro at AI, but I'm pretty good at it. And so I'm like, okay, let's do this. So we took AI, and when we do the AI thing, I make them like grab the cell phone and talk to it so that it can reply and stuff like that. Because I think that's a good thing for them to get used to. So my daughter does it a lot now, and so we're like, okay, let's make a song, and they fed it a bunch of prompts and info and stuff, and then AI and them kind of created this song, and then we moved it to another app and did like a song generator thing. Mm-hmm. And in like an hour, they had this amazing song that they want to perform and stuff, and I was like, this is great. It's so good, really cool. Right? I mean, I know if you're a musician and stuff, maybe that's not great, but like, I mean, for 12-year-old little girls that are learning AI, it's pretty cool. So that's been awesome. AI,
it can help people unlock a lot of their creativity. I think for me, AI has helped me tremendously with like ADHD, right? So I have ADHD.
Got
and
it.
I'm like, ooh, squirrel, and then I forget what I've been thinking about, and now I've lost my train of thought. And
Gotcha.
And now I'm like spinning my wheels for 15 minutes trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing.
We all have somewhat of that, I think. Yeah, right? Everybody, yeah.
And then, but for me, it really helps with keeping me on track. Okay. So I can lay out what I'm trying to do, where I'm at, and what I'm doing, and then I can go through it step by step.
That's great.
Right? And then it can track where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I've done. And if I do go, ooh, squirrel, and get sidetracked for half an hour, I can come back and the chat is still open, and it's still
open. one of the other things that before we really dive into your trip, one of the other things I've been doing is sort of this area, and I think the whole industry's kind of slowed down quite a bit. So a lot of the restaurant owners that I know, they've all slowed down quite a bit, aside from like Maji Square, because that's packed on the weekends, right? Everything else has slowed, including us. We've slowed down quite a bit, and so I've been diving into like a Google Maps and stuff like that, all the Google, like, Google search engine stuff, but like SEO stuff, like a lot of that. And that's really helped. And it's been fun to learn, to be honest, like keywords and all this crazy schema and all this stuff. And something that I think like a small business owner doesn't usually do. They just kind of outsource it, or they don't do it.
Yeah, right.
Right. Like for me, what I thought was, you set up your Google map, you get good reviews, and then Google just shows you to everybody because you've had it for 10 or 20 years or whatever.
Right.
So then it's kind of like grandfathered to the top, but it's not. So you kind of have to have all these like additional things and prompts and stuff. It's kind of crazy. So that was taught to me a little bit of YouTube, but mostly ChatGPT, just kind of like showing me, this is what we're going to do, and the SEO, blah, blah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's definitely great for like learning new things, or trying to, if you don't understand something, you can just ask it continuously until you get it, right? Exactly.
So cool.
Right.
So cool.
So, and then you can ask it like, but what is that? What does that little term mean that you used there?
Yeah.
And then it can tell you the term, and then you're not lost in the sauce anymore, because that term is actually quite an important one. Now I understand the whole paragraph or the page of reading I just did.
And you don't feel like an idiot asking for that term, right? Like for this Google thing, there's something, one of the really strongest factors is something called NAP, N-A-P, and it's telling me NAP. And I'm like, okay, what is NAP? Explain to me NAP. And it's just like, name, address, place. Like if you have your Eddy's Cantina thing, you have to make sure it's exactly the same everywhere, and the address is exactly the same, so Google knows that it's the same place, right?
Right.
Because there's so many like fakes everything, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, now everything makes sense. So it's definitely cool, man. Definitely cool. But walk me through the trip. So you're saving money. We're going to step back a little bit.
Yeah.
You're saving money. You've saved money. You're working 7 days a week. You're banking it. And now you're like, okay, what was the next step?
So then after that, the step was like, we needed a place to stay, right?
Okay.
Of course. And luckily for us, my sister is, her son's off to college, and she's alone in the house most of the time. So she's like, hey, I've basically got an apartment on the 4th floor of my home.
Beautiful.
You could just come and like hang out there if you want, and live there for a year. And it's no big deal. And I was like, wow, okay,
That's
great.
perfect timing.
That sounds awesome. It's perfect timing.
Yep.
It's just, and so we went and we lived with her for a while. I helped her renovate some of her house,
And this
because
was
she's
where?
getting ready to sell it in Portugal.
This was in Portugal. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we moved to Portugal. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Maybe I didn't state that.
Yeah, I missed the Portugal part, but that's okay. We're in Portugal now. Okay. Well, we're going to
near Lisbon, in the Lisbon metro, like there's an area called Estoril. Okay. Near Cascais. So
I love
Cascais is
Okay.
like this, where all the celebrities and stuff who want to buy homes in Portugal.
That's where they go?
They go live in Cascais.
It's like Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Okay.
So outside, nearby there's another city, another district called Estoril, and we lived in that district, which is a really nice district. We had a park behind the house that can never be built on because it's a protected area, like a corridor for animals and stuff like that. So really cool.
Okay.
And then it's like 10 minutes from the beach, and the weather in Portugal is absolutely amazing all the time.
All year.
All year round.
Wow.
The weather is great. Like, okay, it's kind of weird to get used to, because in Taiwan everything is 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's the sun. Right?
Yes.
5 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Yep.
That's the biggest variation you're gonna get.
Yep. Exactly.
But in Portugal, the sun comes up at like 7 or 8, I think, and it goes down at like 9.
Wow.
Or 10 in the summer sometimes.
In the summer. Okay.
So it can get
Canada's
real
kind of
late.
like that, but and then in the winter it's just black at like 3, and then it's kind of crazy in the winter.
Yeah,
but yeah,
right.
that's wow. Okay. So
it-
you're there. You're in Portugal. Beautiful.
We're in Portugal. We're living it up, I guess you could
yeah,
say.
of course. Yeah. That
like-
sounds fantastic.
And so, before we go there, we read all the laws, all the rules about my wife's like visas and stuff like
Okay,
that.
sure.
And I know I can just show up and
just walk in.
sign a document and say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm living in Portugal now," because I'm an EU citizen.
I
right?
love that.
So,
Yeah.
So, being an EU citizen has its perks. I can just
Sure.
show up and work and live and work. So I just showed up. I signed the thing, said, "Hey, I'm here. I'm living here now."
Okay.
And then began our issue. Okay, I would say
Yeah.
Portugal changed their system of doing their immigration, right?
Okay.
So in Taiwan, we have the National Immigration Agency. So they used to have something called SEF. I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's SEF, right?
Okay.
And then they changed over during COVID. They changed over to a new system called IMA, AIMA, right?
Okay.
And this is their immigration
News to
system.
me. Yeah.
Their immigration system. And then they also they had some new laws, like they were giving out some digital nomad visas, and they were making like entrepreneurial visas, and they were
Got it.
doing like they were loosening some rules on visas and things like that. And Portugal is the cheapest country in Western Europe at the moment, right?
Okay,
Or
sure.
at that time it was.
So it's very attractive.
So it's very attractive. So a lot of people were showing up and trying to get visas to live and reside in Portugal. And
There's a backlog of visas, right?
so
Got it.
there's at some point I read an article saying that there were 500,000 people waiting for visa appointments.
That's crazy.
Or
That's
something
crazy.
like that. So my wife showed up. She had all her documents. She had everything she needed. We checked out the laws. We made
Yeah.
sure we had everything. We spent the money to get it all notarized and
Yeah.
all squared away nice
Yeah.
for her, so that when we showed up, we could just go to the immigration office, do the things, and then
Yeah, you
live
want
there.
to just be as smooth as possible,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah.
And so, but the problem is we had no appointments.
Okay.
They didn't have any appointments for people to go to get their visas done.
Okay.
And so one day we were just like panicking a little, and we showed up to the immigration office and we're like, "Guys, how do we get an appointment, please? We've looked everywhere online. There's
Yeah.
nothing's telling us. Is there a way?"
Yeah.
And the guy at the security officer, or the officer who was like allowing people in and out of the
Yeah.
immigration, he said to us, he gave us like contact information. He
Yeah.
said, "Here's the contact information for what you want, but I'm warning you, nobody is going to answer the phone.
Okay.
Nobody is going to reply, but try anyway."
Wow. That's crazy.
That's
Okay.
crazy. So then
Okay.
at that point we were just like shocked. We were just like, "What is going on? We can't. This is crazy." So
Wow.
then we started to look online, commenters on Reddit, on Facebook and stuff, like trying to talk to people who in the same situation. We found many people in the same situation, people who had been in the same situation for over a year, almost 2 years.
Wow.
They can't get a visa. But luckily I was a EU
Okay.
citizen. So under EU regulation, because my wife is my wife and
Yeah.
we've been married for a certain amount of time, she's allowed to just live with me.
Okay.
Right.
That's-
So as long as
that's
she travels
amazing.
with me, as long as she's with me, she doesn't fall under the same category, because
Okay.
it's not her fault. It's
Yeah.
the government's fault.
Yeah.
And we found out later that the only way to actually get an appointment, right?
Okay.
I found this YouTuber who was going through the same situation.
Okay. YouTube again. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, right. His
Nice.
name, maybe you know him, No Fuckers.
I don't know him actually. Yeah.
He's a
I
Russian-
might have. I
he's a-
might if I see the actual
Right.
face. Okay. Okay.
A Russian guy. So he went to Portugal, and
Okay.
then he was going through the same situation. And then he's like, "Okay, well, I had to sue the Portuguese government. I had to take them to court to
Okay.
give me an appointment." And so only after he spent thousands of euros suing the government was he able to
That's
get
crazy.
an appointment. by court order. So
That's crazy.
So then I was like, well, I don't have that kind of money, and I don't have that kind of time because we're only going to be here for a year.
Yeah.
So
and who wants to blow that, right? Like on something dumb, like suing them. Okay. Yeah. Keep going.
So then we realized that we talked to some other people and found out that the only thing you can really do is continually apply for. Like every week, once a week, just apply for an appointment. So you have proof that you're trying to get an appointment, but you're being rejected, right?
And you can still stay there with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
While
can
you're EU, so okay.
Also, anybody who was able to come into the country legally and were seeking a visa, so they kept pushing back the deadlines and they kept like auto-extending everybody's visas and stuff like that until I think June or July of this year.
Wow. Okay.
Right? I'm not sure. I haven't been following it recently. It may have been pushed again, but basically anybody who was there to get a visa. However, those people can't leave Portugal. They can't go home. They can't go to Spain next door. They're technically not allowed to go anywhere else.
Really?
They have to stay in Portugal until their visa appointment and they get their visa, right?
Wow.
So unfortunately,
that's crazy. Holy. Okay.
And then some people are saying, hey, I'm waiting for I have a visa. I'm a permanent resident. I lost my card, and I haven't been able to get my card in 2 years.
Oh, man.
But I think
That's
they finally
crazy.
changed the law fairly recently where they're like, okay, you guys have to go to your country, and you have to work through the visa office in your country to get your residence visas and stuff like that, because we can't do it.
That makes
it's broken.
sense.
It's broken around here. You got to get it from your home country and then come. And so I think that might ease some of the stuff, and it might be getting better now, but I'm not sure about that.
I think nobody knows about this except for the people that are in Portugal, stranded. Wow.
And
that's
so
crazy.
One of our friends asked us, "Oh, I'm trying to move to Portugal. Like, how's life over there?" And we're like, "Life is great in Portugal if you love sand and you love beaches and you don't need official papers. You want to just go and have a tourist time, like 3 months at a time, sure, go ahead, have fun. But if you're trying to live and work there, you're going to struggle at the moment.
I actually had a friend here who taught at the American school, and his wife is like Portuguese American. And they moved to Portugal maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And then, I mean, a year ago they moved out of Portugal. Like they said, it was like they liked it, but I don't know, for some reason they didn't really want to share. They're like, I don't know. I don't know if the income's not good or if it's just like too much stuff.
Income ain't great. Unfortunately, they're one of the lowest earners in Europe.
Because you're living in paradise, kind of, right? So
and the
you don't get paid too.
The industry is more low-level work than there is like high-level work. So they actually have
more
this
blue-collar stuff.
They have a problem with like a brain drain, right? So their kids, they have good education system. Right? The education's good there. The universities are pretty good, right? My sister taught at, she's a researcher and a PhD professor at one of the universities. Right? And then, so I know the university, so she talked a lot about the standard of the schooling and stuff, and it looks great,
good.
Right? But the problem is those kids get their degrees, and then they're off to a European country that actually pays. So you build a doctor, and then the doctor gets exported, right?
Wow.
So that's a problem they have there too.
That is a problem,
right? Because the wages are
low, right?
And that's another reason for like constant strikes. They have strikes all the time. I got caught up in a strike for airplane staff where I ended up having to use my travel insurance to get the money back because I got stuck in the UK for a day.
Oh shoot. Okay.
So
that's crazy.
There's a lot of like customer service they're not friendly.
Really? Okay.
They kind of annoyed with you for being a customer, but
they're probably just
that's
done.
not everywhere. They're overworked. They're way overworked.
They're just done with all these people.
It's not because it's not because they don't like you or they don't want to be.
It's not personal.
It's not personal at all. You can see they're just so tired.
Yeah.
They're just so overworked, and their wages aren't.
And the wage sucks.
Yeah, the wage kind of sucks. So they're not doing it for.
Yeah.
They're doing it because they have to, not because they want to, kind of deal.
That's just a crappy cycle, unfortunately. Yeah.
And so like sometimes you can see the tiredness on their face, and you're just like, all right, dude, I understand what's going on. Don't worry. Like I'll wait a second for you to come over here and let me pay my bill or whatever it is. It's not It's not like. It's not that they're unfriendly either. Like if you give them a smile and you say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Most of the Portuguese I've met in my life have been fantastic.
And then they're very, very friendly, especially if you go to smaller towns. Like in any country, right? You go to the smaller towns. I went to this place called Granja, and the people in that town were super nice. Like, awesome. Okay. And the servers at the restaurant, absolutely amazing. The food they made was,
I can imagine,
delicious. Like I've never had like grilled chicken that good. Like it was really good. Okay. And grilled octopus. They have really unique dishes and stuff, and I really enjoyed the landscape. I love how the seasons change. In the summer, the land gets brown. Right?
Okay.
The plants die, they get brown, and in the winter, everything comes to life, and you get to see this awesome,
that's cool,
like greenery growing
seasons,
everywhere,
right? Yeah.
And unlike Taiwan, where we kind of
it's just hot and
it's
sometimes
just hot
it rains.
and green all year round, right? You know what I mean? Hot and green
and humid. Yeah.
I love Taiwan, and like my experience in Portugal has really solidified for me like why I love Taiwan so
You're in
much.
the right spot, right?
And that I'm in the right place, and like that's one of the major things that made us want to come home. It was just like it was great to be in Portugal.
I can imagine,
And one of the things that made it great, in the beginning it was a little bit tough getting around places because the public infrastructure isn't like Taiwan where you can go anywhere and everywhere on a bus. The population density just isn't there.
It's not there, yeah.
A lot of the conveniences we have in Taiwan, I noticed, are like because of those population density, like 7-Eleven. Why is it open 24/7? Well, because there's people
working 24/7.
Yeah, there's people 24/7 going outside, buying a drink or buying something, you know, and like that cycle of just huge amounts of people in a small space.
On a small space,
right?
Yeah.
It allows for things that in other countries you can't have.
Exactly.
So one of the best decisions we made was to actually just buy a scooter.
Okay.
Right. I've been driving scooters since I was 18. So we just bought it.
Yeah.
So I just bought a scooter there, and that was such a good decision because we were able to go to so many cool places.
Yeah.
I was able to see so many cool things. One of the coolest things we did was drive into the middle of nowhere, and then there was a old windmill, that they've turned into an Airbnb.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And that super old windmill, we got to stay inside a windmill. Had a wood fire crackling. And
that's cool.
We were able to have this really awesome experience.
That's really cool, man.
And then many times were we able to just like hop on the scooter, drive 2 hours away, and then see something really cool, like a whale watching point, or like an amazing view or valley or some mountains or dinosaur bones or footprints in the ground. You know, we even went down to this cave. That was
I got pictures here, but I forgot to label them today, so I don't want to pull them randomly up. But I got the cave. I got the. Let's go through the pictures real quick.
Yeah, let's go through the pictures.
Let's see that right now. So we got. There's number one.
Oh yeah, this is like one of their palaces. They have so many of these cool palaces and monasteries.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly which one this one is.
So nice, yeah.
But it's super cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Boom.
Oh, that was our cruise. We actually went on a cruise to Norway.
Oh, that's
for our 10th wedding anniversary.
Beautiful. Okay.
So our 10th wedding anniversary, we wanted to, we didn't have a big wedding or anything. We didn't really do anything for our wedding. We just flew
Same as us,
we just flew to Hong Kong, signed some papers.
Yep.
two random strangers were our witnesses. We flew back, and then 10 years later, we decided, hey, we're gonna go on a cruise. So we went on one of those Royal Caribbean cruises.
That's awesome.
You know,
I love that. Yeah.
They have those giant ships with the, you know, it's basically a resort on a boat.
I've seen those.
Hotel.
Must have been awesome.
Yeah.
You get like that the motion sicknessy stuff, or not really?
It's such a big ship
Just
that we
so
didn't
you
even
don't,
feel
right?
it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't even feel it. It's just so big.
That's amazing.
And the new ones are even bigger. And like I'm just like, wow, how do you even move that?
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. Imagine that. That's crazy. Very cool. So it was good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Beautiful.
Norway is beautiful. The fjords are crazy
I can imagine.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Walking up to like a glacier and seeing the glaciers, it's so sad because they put these stakes in the ground and they say 1910 the glacier was here.
Oh.
1930 the glacier was here. 2000 the glacier was here, and now 2025 it's like a little glacier up at the top of the mountain.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, no, Canada has something like that. Where we live, it's close to Alaska, so whenever relatives would come from Mexico, they're like, we want to go to the glacier, so we'd always drive up. And then when I was a kid, the thing was like a mountain. And then the last time I went was probably 10 years ago, and it was like way small. I mean, still huge, but it was crazy before. Yeah, crazy stuff. That's it, right?
That's
there
the
it is.
glacier.
Yes.
There, we just talked about it. It shows up right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You see how small that glacier is, though, at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. With global warming, right?
Right.
Shoot. That's a cool picture.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So my wife's sister and her best friend and her little sister, two sisters and her best friend, flew all the way to Portugal to come and hang out with us for 3 weeks.
That's wow. Okay.
So we had like a family trip, and this was their first big, like, as adults, family trip together as sisters, right?
Okay.
So they had a great time, and we took them around to all these places.
All these like beautiful walkways and like old buildings, right?
The architecture was really cool. You see these like, this is a very typical like street in a nicer area.
Okay.
A typical street of how they like build these little houses all together, close together like that.
Super nice. Yeah. Got a few more in there. That's so cool. I don't know what that is, but that's so cool.
This is looking over from Peña Palace. There's like this palace in Sintra. It's on the top of a hill. So Sintra's really interesting, right? Sintra was this place that this.
I don't even know where it's Sintra or what Sintra is.
It's right next to. It's near Lisbon. It's it's like a district near Lisbon.
Oh, it's a district.
Right?
Okay.
But this one is interesting because most of Portugal is like dry kind of Mediterranean style vegetation, except this place, because the king at the time when he built or rebuilt this palace, can't remember the story exactly, but he loved plants. So he put like all these different species from all over the world up there because it was the only place that got enough rain for them to grow.
Okay.
Right. So
that's cool.
It's got all these cool trees and stuff up there, and it's really, really interesting. And like, I would advise anybody, if you go to Portugal, Lisbon, go see Sintra, go see the castle on the hill.
Okay, and this is it, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, this is looking from one of the viewpoints down at the city, yeah.
Very nice. Got a few more.
And you see, this is kind of what I was talking about. You can like drive out to these viewing points like this, and there are like, I think this one was supposed to have footprints of dinosaurs on that adjacent.
Oh wow!
On that cliff that's sticking out into the water there. I think, if I remember correctly, because we've been to a lot of these cliffside places because they have lots of cliffs. Really cool.
That makes sense. Okay, that's good. It's got like a beach on the bottom there, I think, right?
Yeah,
beaches everywhere. I guess.
Beaches everywhere. We went to some really cool beaches, and they have like some really cool hidden little beaches that.
Caves and stuff.
Caves and stuff. Cool. We even went on like a pirate ship and into some caves.
I might have the picture. I seen it earlier. hopefully I put it in there. That's the windmill house. Is it? It's not.
That's not the one we stayed in, I don't think. But that is what the windmill looked like. It looked like that.
I thought that was so cool.
They're really cool.
That's a great picture. Yeah.
But actually, I think this one is in the Netherlands. This is a Netherlands windmill. This is not in Portugal. This
they look different, I
think
guess.
this is in Amsterdam.
Okay.
Because we did go to Amsterdam because...
It's all a short trip from Portugal, I guess, right?
And the thing about Portugal is that you can fly to like all other places in Europe because there's like Ryanair, EasyJet, all these like
cheap
budget
airlines? Oh, nice.
And so actually we got a flight out to Manchester in the UK for $25.
Really?
25 euros.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Right?
Okay,
and then coming back was like 30 euros or something. So it was like 55 euros to take a trip out.
1,000 NT, like 1,200 NT or something.
So,
wow. Okay.
So we just flew out there and we hung out in Birmingham for a week.
That's pretty cool.
Birmingham for a weekend, and then went to London and saw some cool.
When it's that cheap, it's cool because then you can go for a weekend or something, right? Yeah. That's.
And you just grab an Airbnb somewhere and you go for a weekend. It's really cool.
That is cool.
It's amazing. So we went to the Netherlands. We went to Belgium. We went to Spain. We went to UK. 3 times actually.
Really? Well, for $20. That's crazy, man.
No. For the UK, we went to Scotland one time specifically to see the Fringe Festival, the comedy festival that's every year in
really?
August.
Oh, that's
because we're huge comedy fans.
Okay.
Like the Fringe Festival was like actually something we've been wanting to do for years.
Okay.
Right, since like before COVID. Fringe Festival, that's awesome. So we made a special trip out there to watch comedians and saw one of my favorite comedians, Martin Ngolo, and he even like made some jokes about us.
Really? Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
And we also saw another one of my favorite comedians, Verdas, an Indian guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a really great experience.
Wow,
He's such a good storyteller.
That is cool. That's really cool.
And we saw some little local comedians that you've never heard of, but they were offering a free show or something as long as you buy a beer. So I was like, okay, I'll go sit in.
Let's go.
We watched the show, and I was pleasantly surprised. There's a high caliber of comedian
Comedians
offering a free show in Edinburgh.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Must have been nice out there too, right? The Scotland's, speaking of like lush and green, that's supposed to be like one of the nicest places in the world, I think.
Right, it is super lush and green. It was middle of summer, okay?
Okay.
But it was still 16 degrees, windy and cold.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So even then we had to wear like
especially coming from Portugal or even here, right?
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Right. But the taxi driver had his window open and short sleeves on, going, "Oh, I hope it's not too cold for you."
That's so funny. Yeah. Do you have let's look at the last one before I keep. Yeah, there we go.
I think this one is also in Amsterdam.
Okay. That's a good picture. There were so many, but I couldn't get them all on there. Yeah. That's
Sorry,
awesome.
I sent you a lot.
No. I also was also on the your Instagram or your Facebook checking them out. There were some cool ones on there, man. Yeah. So, any like memorable points or like the Fringe Festival? That sounds like one. Is there any places where you're like, you got to go here, you got to eat this food? Like I'm a big food guy, obviously, but was there some food that we were like, we got to do that? Portuguese food, Dutch food, Scottish food.
I would say if you're in Portugal, they like. I have to admit, I really liked the Portuguese supermarket chain called Continent. The quality of food in Portugal is high, really high. Just Portuguese dairy, man, 35 NT a liter for like some of the highest quality milk
like
I've
whole
ever
milk
had.
or something.
Yeah, whole milk. It's crazy good.
Cheeses must have been all over the place,
right? The cheeses were amazing. They had
Yeah.
great cheeses. The quality of their like olive oil.
Oh.
They put everything. Like, it's so cheap. They just cook everything in like the extra virgin olive oil because of how good it is.
That's crazy. Okay.
And so so like everything, like you go to a restaurant with like some just a regular salad in there. They put some olive oil and vinaigrette on it, and that's all you need to make it so flavorful, right?
Yeah. So Portugal is, out of the spots you went, you think Portugal food-wise is probably...
Food-wise, I think Portugal... actually, a little bit of heresy.
Okay.
I did live in Portugal for a year, but I really, really enjoyed the food in Seville. in Spain.
Okay, in Spain. Okay.
So the best meal I had while I was out there was in Spain.
Okay, what was it like? I don't know, tapas or what?
They had this like like deep fried eggplant stuff that really sticks out in my mind. It was like almost like eggplant in French fry form, but deep fried, and it was so delicious. And like that's one thing that stands out to me. And then just the meats and the cold cuts and the cheeses and things.
That stuff is so high quality over there, I bet. Yeah.
Everything
sometimes you get
high quality.
Sometimes you get like a Spanish, customer or somebody, and they'll bring you like this ham from there, and it's just like, if you were to buy it here, it's super expensive, but there it's probably not, and it's just like super high quality. It's so one of my best friends when I was younger. Well, a lot of them were Portuguese.
Yeah.
Right. And so I remember one time we were in high school, you're getting ready for the high school dance, you're having a couple of drinks and, you're getting ready to go. And the dad comes down, and I had never tried any of this stuff. The dad comes down, he's like, hey, what are you guys doing? And we're just like, yeah, we're having a couple of beers, but he's like, did you guys eat? And we're like, no, not yet, but no big deal. So he comes down with like this big, like prosciutto, right? And he just starts like slicing this prosciutto. And I'm like, Mexican and Canadian, I've never seen that before, right? I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's prosciutto. And he's like, you've never tried it? I'm like, no, I never tried it. So we go and then we try some, and we're just like, oh my God, incredible. It's incredible, right?
And they sell that by the leg. Like there's hundreds of them just in the supermarket,
It's crazy.
And then they have it just on the side with some bread. And when you go sit down at a Portuguese restaurant, this is one of the things I really liked about Portugal. Is they'll bring out like soft cheeses with olives and some like really nice bread, and then you just like spread that cheese and you eat it with some olive, and
that's beautiful.
You dip it in the vinegar or
that's
the
cool
olive oil, and just eat it like that. And so if you go to like a special restaurant, you're willing to pay some money, the food is really, really good.
Okay.
If you go to like the day-to-day restaurant, that people usually go to, like, the sort of fast food joints or whatever. For me, it was a little bit overpriced and not really worth it.
Gotcha.
So we cooked mostly at home.
Oh, that's good.
Because the quality
and the ingredients are quality.
The quality of the ingredients are so good that when you go and you make Portuguese food for yourself at home, or even if you buy from the supermarket, like their pre-made stuff, it is delicious. Absolutely delicious. And I love the cafe culture. This is the craziest thing. Every single place you go has a cafe.
The coffee and the espresso shots.
Those little espresso shots. When you ask for a coffee, you're gonna get that.
Really?
If you ask for any coffee, you're gonna get that. Otherwise, you have to specifically say, "I want a galao," which is like a coffee with milk. Or you have to specifically say latte or American coffee. Right?
Americano.
Otherwise, they're gonna give you a small little
super strong, I bet,
super strong little coffee. And then they bring and a little biscuit, right? A little coffee and a little biscuit.
A little dessert there.
But the thing is, you go to the hardware store, and they've got a little cafe.
Really?
Right there in the front of the hardware store. And you see like some guy before he gets back on the road, he's drinking his coffee and having his biscuit and talking to his buddy.
That's
and
cool.
Then you go to the supermarket, and in the supermarket they have a cafe. In the middle of the supermarket. That's
crazy.
A sit-down cafe. You go and get your little drink and your little snack, and you sit down and you eat before you go shopping, or in the middle of your shopping. It was
take a break halfway through shopping.
Yeah, right. It was so cool. They had there were some really cool things in Portugal that I will never forget. I even got a tattoo to remember my stay there. Like I don't know. I won't be able to show you guys because I'll be bringing my leg up with the table.
Okay.
But it's like here. I can show you. Though.
Sure. I'll take it. Oh shoot, it's big.
Quite a big one.
It's like a lighthouse, right?
A lighthouse with some crashing waves. Why? Because everywhere we drove, we saw lighthouses because of the cliffs.
Because it's an island and a cliff. Right?
A peninsula with the cliffs, right? So they had so many cliffs.
It's pretty cool, man.
And it's really cool. And then
that is cool.
And that imagery stood out to me. So I went and got this tattoo, and the guy it's the fastest tattoo I've ever gotten. It's the biggest one I've gotten in a long time, and it's the fastest one I've ever gotten.
Okay.
It took 45 minutes to do it.
Really?
Crazy. And it's one of the best ones I have, like
Wow.
technique-wise as well.
Wow.
So I was just blown away by
That's crazy,
this
man.
tattoo artist.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like, aside from the visa thing, like it's kind of like paradise, right? Out there.
Yeah.
Food, because like I said, I know a lot of Portuguese people, and whenever we'd go to their house, there would always be olives and cheese as a spread, and fresh bread and all that stuff. And like I said, some of my best friends were Portuguese growing up. So when I would go to their house, the mom would like, oh, hey, hi, how are you? Okay. And then she'd just start like making bread.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you? I'm
right.
like, no, we're just gonna hang out for a bit. They're like, yeah, I know. And they'd like Portuguese sweetbreads and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
they have so
And I'm
many
just like,
amazing
whoa.
pastries.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Then you go there and you're a kid, you're playing video games, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, what's that smell? And then all of a sudden the mom brings this full spread of, olives and Portuguese
Yeah.
sweetbread and cheese, and you're just like, holy, this is good. Yeah, so I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Beautiful, man.
I really, really enjoyed the food.
Okay.
Well, the food that's special. In every country you got the regular food that people eat
Of
on
course.
the daily. That's like
like a
whatever.
biendang type
Yeah,
thing.
biendang,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say biendang is the most amazing food in the
It's
world.
definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah.
But it fills you up.
Yeah. I mean, if you're out, you're doing some gig with somebody, and it's just like in the summer, I did a summer camp for a school that needed some help. I'm like, yeah, I could do it. How long? Oh, 5 days. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And they provided lunch, and I was like, okay, yeah. It's basically like a biendang style. And you're just like, just eat it. It just fills the hole, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're there for a year, right? Well, first, before we jump back into Taiwan, what's like a typical day for you, sort of, while you were out there? A day in the life of you.
All right, my
Vincent.
classes
Yeah.
were
Okay.
crazy hours.
Okay.
Crazy hours because it's Canada. So it's across the world. It's like literally I don't know, a 7-8 hour difference.
Yeah.
And it's like 7 or 8 hours behind.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
problem is my classes were 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. or 12 to 3 or
Okay. Wow.
like
okay.
really late at
That's
night.
rough. Okay.
So
okay.
I spent a lot of my evenings
Sleeping?
No,
I would think. No?
I wouldn't get to sleep until like 5 in the morning, and I would sleep until like 11 or 12 every day.
Okay. That's not too bad, though.
Then
I
I'd
think.
wake
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
make lunch,
Yeah.
cook lunch for the everybody in the house, and then, hang out
Yeah.
a bit, do my homework, do my assignments, work on the projects, play some computer games.
Yeah, sure,
and then
sure.
wait for my classes and then eat dinner, and then wait for my classes to start.
Okay.
And then do that. That was basically a typical day. And then on weekends, we took the scooter out, like I said.
Nice.
Drove out, found a nice Airbnb, stayed the
Okay.
night, checked out the local cuisine, checked out the local
That's beautiful.
sites, and then came back on like a Monday morning or a Sunday evening. And
That's great, man.
Yeah.
So you were able to finish your degree thing, yeah? All that stuff. You're able to finish it all out there, yeah?
I got my diploma in advanced advanced project management.
Got it. Okay.
And I also got a certificate, like a professional certificate in business analytics.
So it's all done. So you're not still doing
Business.
school stuff now.
No,
You're
no,
done everything. Okay.
I'm done 100%. My wife still has a class because of the way it was scheduled. She still has a class that she needs to finish.
Okay.
Which is going to end in like 5 or 6 weeks, I think.
Okay.
It's once a week type thing.
Okay, that's not bad.
It's not
That's
a
not bad.
big deal for her.
And
Yeah.
okay, beautiful, man. And so now you're out there, just getting to the 11th month, 12th month, right? You stayed for 13 months, right? So what was kind of that process of thinking like, okay, we got to get out of here? Or what was it? What was the process there?
Well, we knew our time was running out because our funds were running out.
Yeah, sure, of course.
So it got to a point where we were just like, okay, we planned on a year. We ended up here 13 months already.
Yeah.
We need to start thinking about heading back and getting jobs and because funds are are running low.
You need it.
Right?
You need the money. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and school isn't cheap. Even online school, even the way we did it, it's still quite expensive,
yeah.
especially if you get it from a
Canada,
reputable
USA, like a big school, University of Calgary. You said, right? Yeah, that's a big one. Yep.
It's reputable, so you pay a bit for the reputation, right?
Reputable, but it's also valuable, right? It's not like some like Mickey Mouse school online or whatever, right? It's like an actual university. Gotcha.
Yeah, with actual instructors, and you had to sit there and you had to participate, and if you don't participate,
it's not pre-recorded. It's real. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay.
So I had to sit there and I had to like do the 400 hours or whatever, 440, 450 hours.
Okay, I have no clue. Yeah.
Of like classroom instruction.
Okay.
And then they were like probably double that, like.
Oh, really?
For the.
Oh, wow.
Projects and the work afterwards.
Okay.
And that's just for the one certificate, and then the other one was about like I think 250 hours or something. Okay. Plus extra 300 hours.
Were you able to like? Because it's your field, right? Were you able to be like, okay, I'm learning more, or was it like, oh my God, this is common sense?
No, I was like, wow, this is great. This is this stuff is like, because it's a professional certificate, right? So they are targeting people who've already got work experience. Okay. Actually, you're not supposed to sign up if you don't have 6 months to a year specifically in project management.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And most of the people in
they're not looking for noobs, right?
No, and most people in those classes are currently project managers.
Okay.
And the reason they're doing these classes are because their job mandates it, or their job. And a lot of them are in the oil and gas industry and the healthcare industry and the construction industry. So I met a lot of cool people online, even though we were online.
That's cool.
It was a lot of cool people I met.
You get to meet people we
had to work on group projects together and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
We had to hop in a separate call and like work together and do that stuff.
Really cool. Yeah. Okay. So you're running out of funds. Your school's done. It's getting to the 13th month. You're thinking, what was like it's time to go.
Well, we always planned.
You planned for a year.
Stay just 1 year. So at the end of that, we were just like, okay. We already bought about 6 months. 5 months prior. We already bought our tickets. We knew when we were leaving and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
And then so our plan was always to come back to Taiwan.
Sure.
And just to do a year, and then, but. When we got to the end of that year, we were just like yearning for home for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. Well, what were some of the things? I mean, again, it sounds like you're in paradise.
Yeah.
Again, visa thing aside. But now you're like, okay, you're missing. What are you missing about Taiwan? What was like, okay.
So here's an example.
Okay.
We came, after we'd come back, like last week, we needed to go to the bank because we needed to figure out a new credit card for my wife. There were some weird charges from Portugal
some scammy stuff going on
that happened after we'd left, and we're like, what?
How's that possible? Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So then we had to get a new credit card for her. We had to change out the credit card, and then we also had to like re-register my scooter because I had given it to my friend, and then she gave it back to me, and then I had to re-register my scooter, and we were in this mode of like, okay, it's gonna take at least half a day to get this done.
Yeah.
We got on my scooter, we went to the DMV. 15 minutes later, we were out of the DMV.
Yeah.
And then we went to the bank. 10 minutes later, we were out of the bank.
Really?
And then we were just looking at each other going, and then we went home and stopped at 7-Eleven to get a drink and went home.
Get a coffee and a Fantuan or something, right?
And then within an hour, just over an hour, we were back in our living room going, damn.
That was quick.
Like we had expected, we were in this mode of like, it's going to take at least half a day because like stuff like that in Portugal takes minimum a couple of hours. You can't just go to a bank. You can't just go to the city office and just get something done in 15 minutes.
It's funny because for me, I have a buddy visiting right now from my hometown, And everywhere we go, he's just like so amazed. And like, I go to pay my phone bill and like my water bill and just like my parking ticket and everything. And you get a coffee at 7-Eleven. You get a coffee and a snack and a chocolate bar, and just kind of like everything's gone. It's just done. And you just think, wow, when I go back to Canada, it's tough because it's like, wow, it's just not convenient, right? And it's normal.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be that convenient, but because Taiwan is so convenient, you just think, there's no reason for me to leave. Exactly. I love it. Yeah.
That's
I'm
the problem,
spoiled.
right?
Yeah, I'm spoiled.
Kind of get a little spoiled.
Yeah.
And then you see that thing about if you earn under 50,000, you're not getting taxed anymore.
Yeah. I just saw it. That was like today or yesterday or something.
No more taxes. And then the president goes out and says, the top 1% need to pay the taxes. And I'm like, wow, this is a very different mentality from the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's surprising, because... Yeah, I mean, I had I think it was last month or at least a few weeks ago. I had a girl on my podcast a while back, a news reporter, a Taiwanese reporter, and she messages me out of the blue. She's like, "Hey, did you hear about the $10,000 tax return thing? That all the citizens are gonna get?" And I'm like, "Citizens? Yeah." I'm like, "No, I didn't hear about that." And she said, "Yeah." She explained it to me, and she's like, "And the debate is, should the APRC people get it?" I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And she's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Well, I think we should, obviously, of course."
Of course.
Yeah, of course I'm going to be like, "No, I don't want it."
Right?
Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it," right? And then she's like, "Can I come and chat with you about it? And we'll do like a few minutes recording." I'm like, "Yeah." So she came and then, I told her that, I've been here a long time, right? Like I got my APRC, I pay taxes, and the restaurant pays taxes. And she posted it. It got a whole bunch of views, and I shared it to a bunch of people and stuff like that. And then,
I saw that video.
Yeah, like 2-3 days later, they're just like, "Yeah, we got it. So you can get it now." And then, even like if you're married to a Taiwanese, blah, 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 everybody's getting it. So I thought, wow, that's really cool. And because of that video, I had all these people come, all these foreigners coming in here. And they're like, "Hey, man, thanks. Good job on that." I'm just like, "What? I didn't do anything." I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Don't forget to spend it here,
Don't forget to spend it here.
Yeah. So funny, man. So funny. Yeah. So what was the first meal you got when you got back here? Was there something that you're like, yes?
Well,
Din Tai Fung or something? No.
One of you mean like a restaurant meal?
Yeah, any meal.
Oh, well, I think the first thing we ate was like some Taiwanese herbal chicken soup.
Okay, yeah, that's good stuff.
Right,
I like
and rice.
That. Yeah. No rice over there, I guess.
No, they have rice.
They do.
They have rice with every meal.
Rice with every meal. Okay.
Rice or potatoes with every meal.
Okay.
But it's a different kind of rice. It's not that sticky rice. It's a long grain rice, right?
Got it.
And it's not cooked. They don't make it with like oil.
Okay.
Like in Taiwan, they will fry. The fried rice will have oil.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird experience going to a Chinese restaurant or
interesting.
in Portugal, because they fry it up, but it's local rice without oil and like random vegetables that we don't really see in fried rice.
So that's not their strong point for sure. The fried rice. Yeah, that makes sense.
So then it comes out and it's just like, oh, okay, I guess that's fried rice.
Yeah. Coming from a country where really good fried rice, going to a place where good food, but getting fried rice, you're probably like,
right. Even the basic fried rice in Taiwan, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just because, there's not that many Chinese people, not many.
Yeah, for sure.
And the ladies behind the counter, they're ethnically Chinese, but they grew up.
Yeah. It's like an ABC from California who, same. I mean, for me too, like my family's Mexican. We'd go to Mexico all the time, but I never lived in Mexico, right? So similar thing probably,
Yeah, I'm technically Irish, but I only went there once for 2 months.
There you go. Yeah. Looks like it's nice over there, man. But man, we've done quite a bit here. I think your food is ready. I don't want it to get cold.
Thank you.
So, do you have anything you want to say before we call it? You want to make sure you hit on?
I really appreciate being able to spend a year abroad and actually, because I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah.
And then I've always wondered, what if I lived in a Western country? Because I haven't lived in a lived in a Western country. I lived in Africa, and then I lived in Korea, and then I lived in South Africa,
Those are
Korea,
very different
Taiwan.
countries,
Those
yeah.
they're not Western countries.
They're not Western. Yep.
So I've always had this idea of like, oh, maybe a Western country would be great. I went there and I realized I'm too much of a Taiwanese boy to really appreciate Western, like the Western lifestyle and the Western culture. And it made me realize that like, at the end of the day, like I prefer living in Taiwan and I prefer, the lifestyle and the culture. And that's just because that's where I was raised. That's what I'm used to. That's how I think. That's how I act. And the culture shock was something, right?
Okay. Yeah,
like, it was huge.
Sure.
It was huge. But I also appreciate the Western countries a lot more now.
Okay.
I really appreciate them a lot more, and like I can more understand how they think and why they think that way, and I'm not so quick to judge anymore.
Okay.
Like, oh, Europe's like this.
Yeah.
Like,
when they're complaining. Yeah.
Right.
I have a lot of people like that. Yeah.
But now I'm not so quick to judge anymore, and I can understand it from their perspective. There's a lot we could talk for hours about that, but I really appreciate it a lot more now, and I will go back to Europe to visit, but I don't think I'll live there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So Taiwan wins again, I guess. That's the theme of it, right?
Taiwan wins again.
Taiwan it's been great. Yeah. Also, when I go back to Canada, I also feel culture shock, even going to my hometown.
Right.
I feel like, how is this culture shock? But it's weird because I came here when I was about 23. So pretty much my adult life has all been here.
Right.
So when I go back and I'm like, oh, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's hard to describe because I think not that many people are in that situation, right? Everybody, where I live at least, you finish school, you get married and you kind of live, whether in your hometown or at least somewhere nearby, right? Whereas you don't, fly the other side of the world by yourself and just kind of learn another language, and it's crazy. It's crazy what we did. Yeah.
It's definitely something to be so like removed from where you're supposed to be.
It's very, very weird for sure when I go back. Yeah. But yeah, brother, man, I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you so much for having me.
Your food is ready, and thank you guys for watching. And how can people follow you to find out more about you? What are we using now? Instagram or?
I don't really do the social media thing that much anymore. But I did used to run Taiwan Observer, so if you want to follow something online that's related to me, you can go follow Taiwan Observer on Facebook. Good.
I will put the link in the description, and
or you can also, if you really want to make friends, you can add my Facebook Mulinsen. Mulinsen.
That's why I always get confused with the name. Yeah. Perfect, man. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.